All right, everybody, welcome to my follow up for Blood on the Tracks. A bit of a divisive reaction, I think. If I'm to look real quick, it has a 95% like ratio, 62 likes, 3 dislikes. That's not bad, actually. I knew that as soon as I dipped into Bob Dylan, I would have a lot of purists who would just be like, how did you not love this thing front to back on your first listen? And I'm like, I just need to give this context here in this follow up where it's like, I did not grow up with Dylan. Like I'm familiar with the folk scene of like the late 60s, early 70s, but like I don't know much about Dylan. And he was kind of one of the linchpins of that movement and that scene. And so I'm coming in, however many albums, what was it, 12 or something, into his lineup. And I've only heard, not even full tracks before that. So 15th studio album. So I'm out of my depth to some degree, I don't review the album per se. I just say how I feel about the songs on first listen, and that's why I have these follow ups, is to kind of give later context after it's soaked for a bit. Because like infamously, wasn't super into The Queen is Dead when I first heard it. Now it's one of my favorite albums of all time. That's just the way it works. That's, I think, the way a lot of people work. And I'm not going to be one of those reactors who pretends to love everything on first listen because I know it'll get views and I know it'll make the boomers happy. No offense if you're a boomer, but it's just the truth. So I'm not gonna apologize, placate to anybody. If I didn't love something on first listen, I didn't love it on first listen. And without further ado, let's talk track by track about this album. I think it's quite good. After listening to it again, soaking in more of the lyrics, looking up the lyrics, listening to the music again, it's a very pleasant album. It's a lot in the line of much in the line of like Blue by Joni Mitchell, just like very bittersweet, but like a pleasant, cozy kind of bittersweet. So we'll start with Tangled Up in Blue here. Nice storytelling with a great melody over nice chords, just solid. Simple Twist of Fate. Nice melancholy instrumental with very fitting lyrics to go over top. I might like, I don't know, it's hard because Tangled Up in Blue grew on me, but some of the more simpler tracks I'm more fond of. So I might like Simple Twist of Fate like an ounce more than Tangled Up in Blue. On any given day, it might change. You're a Big Girl Now. Excuse me. Love the guitar arrangement on this one. It's very twinkly. It's more of like a 4.25 for me. Great vocal performance too. It's one of the songs I think that has the very nice like acoustic strums, and it's just like proto jangle pop. Idiot Wind. Compelling lyrics after looking them up, but man, the length and the repetition is just too much for me. And just that, yeah, wind. I'm like, all right, Bob, Mr. Zimmerman, simmer down, Zimmerman. You're going to make me lonesome when you go. Excellent bouncy bass to keep the song afloat and moving. Nice, breezy, deft lyrics here, too. That's among my favorites here. Meet Me in the Morning. That bluesy type of track is fine. It's just not to my personal taste. Like I have no issues with it aside from the fact that I don't jive with that sound. That's really it. Lily, Rosemary, and the Jack of Hearts. Obviously, the repetition and length got to me and still does. I've tried dissecting the lyrics and I'm still a bit confused. It's like reading a poetic interpretation to the plot of like The Sting or something. I don't hate this track. It just hates me. That's it. If you see her, say hello. Nice track, but not as great as some others here. Great lyrics, of course. Shelter from the Storm, really good. Instant classic upon hearing it. It has that timeless sound like some other tracks from the 60s and 70s have. As soon as you hear it, you're like, I get it. The lyrics complement the tone very well as well. And then Buckets of Rain is a nice kind of American folk fingerpick style track to finish out the album. It's not a personal favorite, but it's still quite good and very simple. So I think this album is really great. Do I love it? I don't know. I'm fine with listening to a lot of these tracks again. It's just something about Dylan's vocal performance and style that just don't ring with me a lot compared to other folk artists. But I have to commend him for like Pretty solid guitar playing. Nothing like mind-blowing on the level. I think Paul Simon's a better guitarist, but again, I'm out of my depth because I've only heard one Dylan album, and I've heard much more Simon. But the lyrics on this album are quite nice and quite, like I said, deft, poetic, interesting. So yeah, that's my follow-up to Blood on the Tracks. I think it's quite good. Thank you all for watching the follow-up. I hope you enjoyed. That's all I have. So until next time, everyone, thank you for watching. Godspeed.